Hello everyone. Today, me and Daud will be covering the major key themes and analyzing the key performances of the major teams after match day 1 and after some games of the match day 2. We're recording it on 20th June after the Dutch and Sweden game. So let's start by Group A.
So Group A के अंदर अभी अगर वर्ल्ड कप में देखें तो फर्स्ट टीम टू क्वालिफाई फॉर दिस वर्ल्ड कप राउंड ऑफ 32 was Mexico. They went into the round of 32 comfortably. उन्होंने 3 गोल मारे and they didn't concede any goals, so it was pretty comfortable for them. अगर हम देखें अभी तो Czechia is most surely out of this वर्ल्ड कप as far as उनका GD भी अच्छा नहीं है and secondly उनके points भी एक ही हैं and they drew a game and lost a game to Korea Republic. अगर आप कोरिया की देखें तो next game is against South Africa and they should win and they should qualify on second alongside Mexico. Group A is pretty done.
Group B is still very open. Switzerland and Canada both could secure the top spot. Switzerland are still. It's the last game is actually between these two teams. So the winner will secure top spot, and even the loser could qualify as second best team. And Bosnia might still fancy the chances of finishing third on 4 points.
Group C में अगर आप देखें तो the first game Brazil ने ड्रू किया against Morocco. Morocco kind of owned Brazil की midfield, like बहुत porous थी and Morocco was easily क्या कहते हैं passing through it. खैर a bit disappointed from the starter of Brazil इस वर्ल्ड कप में Morocco के अंदर भी they couldn't convert the chances और अभी वो टॉप पे होते ग्रुप के. खैर in the second match Brazil ने when he showed up and did the 10x which he was promising for a long time and Brazil have made them in a comfortable situation because उनका GD भी काफ़ी बेहतर है. 2 goals का difference है between Morocco. So Morocco has to defeat at least by 2 goals Haiti को and Brazil को just अपना game जीतना है. Group C में Scotland की बात करें, Scotland still can finish क्या कहते हैं as the third best team because उनका GD काफ़ी सही है. It's 0 उन्होंने 1 गोल मारा, 1 गोल concede किया इस वर्ल्ड कप के अंदर. So I do think so कि वो जो है एक comfortable कम goals वाली अगर defeat ले लें against Brazil so they can move on to the next round.
So moving on to Group D, the hosts USA have qualified for the round 32 in superb fashion. They had a strong performance against Australia and they had a good performance against Paraguay as well in the first game. They have a very good goal difference. Florian Balogun has been a hit up front and the team is functioning very well with Tim Ream at the back and Anthony Robinson as a left back, and with Weston McKennie is having some very good games. So overall, the team USA and under Mauricio Pochettino is playing some very good football, and they're deservedly through to the next round. Australia and Paraguay, it's very open. Either of them could finish second, and the other could finish third. A draw takes both through to the next round. Now we can talk about Turkey. Turkey has been a big disappointment. They were expected to finish as part of the top 2, but they had a lot of shots across both games. I think around 60 shots, but they couldn't score a goal, and hence after losing 2 straight games, they are the second team to be eliminated from the World Cup.
तो जर्मनी ने अभी स्कोर किया है अगेंस्ट क्या कहते हैं द 94th मिनट बाय डेनिस उंडाफ. जैसे मैंने आपको प्रीव्यू में बताया था इन द ग्रुप प्रेडिक्शंस के उंडाफ कुड बी अ स्ट्राइकर अप टॉप जर्मनी के लिए जो ऑफ द बेंच कर सकता है.
And he is making a strong impact on the bench. That's now 3 goals and 2 assists off the bench.
जर्मनी से एक टॉप स्कोरर आपको वर्ल्ड कप में मिल सकता है either the form of the likes of Kai Havertz or Undav, and they probably won this game they did a great comeback against Ivory Coast and they are topping this group. Still Ivory Coast ने काफी अच्छी फाइट दी against Germany, so I do believe that they can still finish.
Still remains decent, so I still think they could finish third even. They just need a draw against Curacao and they will probably win the game with Curacao, I think. So they should finish second.
They should win the game against Curacao. खैर Ecuador की बात है, Ecuador का next game is against Curacao and they should win. अगर उन्हें अगले राउंड में आना है they should win by at least 2 to 3 goals ताकि वो अपना goal differential बेहतर कर सकें because Germany आपको नहीं छोड़ेगी in the next game जो उनका final game है against Germany. So they need to step up and score finally goals and do the defending against Germany instead. ताकि वो एक अच्छे गोल डिफरेंशियल में 3 पॉइंट्स क्वालिफाई कर सके टू द नेक्स्ट गेम वीक.
Now let's move on to Group F. In Group F, Dutch had a draw against Japan on match day 1, but in match day 2 they have bounced back very strongly. They had a fantastic five-star performance against Sweden, who looked short of ideas. A bit of magic from Isak and Elanga got them a consolation goal, but it remained a mere consolation. A Gakpo brace and a brace from Brian Bobby. The Gakpo in major tournaments for Netherlands is just different, really. So Sweden could still go through. They have a game against Japan to come in match day 3. A draw could take them through to the next round as one of the best third place teams.
So Belgium का next game is against Iran, and Iran ने भी draw खेला against New Zealand. I do believe that Belgium can show up and overturn Iran and like defeat them. Last time जो Courtois ने goal concede किया था from Egypt was a banger and he couldn't stop. वरना we all know how great Courtois is. खैर for Egypt, I didn't believe कि वो Belgium के खिलाफ draw कर लेंगे. मुझे लग रहा था कि वो हारेंगे एक बड़े मार्जिन.
Egypt ने actually बहुत अच्छा खेला था.
Yeah, they defended quite well and they had a lot of chances जिनको Courtois ने save किया.
Agreed. They actually had a good threat on the counter. They could even have won the game later on.
Yep. So बस Belgium अपने थोड़े से defensive struggles बेहतर कर ले going to the next game week. So they can finish first still.
Overall, this group remains open, but we do believe that Belgium should still top the group.
This is one of the most open groups. Like it's a group of death, but a group of mid teams का group of death है.
Indeed. So the biggest surprise in this group was of course Spain's 0-0 draw with Cape Verde, and the Cape Verde's keeper, I think it was Vizinha. He is 40. Spain overall struggled to create some real quality chances. They had Gavi playing as a false as an extra midfielder. They had no real left winger. Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal came on as subs, so they lacked overall they lacked creativity, and I'm sure Luis de la Fonte will try to minimize his team's struggles against Saudi Arabia in the next game. Uruguay, and on the other hand, also had a mid game against Saudi Arabia. They only turned up once they had conceded, and then they turned up the heat and eventually got the goal. They also need some more additional goal threat.
Yep. Uruguay का issue जो रहा है वो ये है कि deep playing आपका Ugarte and Bentancur, though he is very composed on the ball, but वो काफी deep start करता है. Like it was the issue last World Cup के अंदर for Valverde. Valverde was a threat, like he was arriving in the box trying to cross in, but still Saudi Arab ने बहुत time तक क्या कहते हैं आपकी lead defend करी, but in the end they cracked and उसका फायदा उठाया Uruguay ने, but should have won the match because Uruguay second half में turn up करी थी and they were much more of a threat. खैर about Spain के बारे में कुछ facts हैं कि since the last goal this scored in the World Cup वो 2500 passes कर चुके हैं, like 2500 passes, and they haven't scored a goal in the World Cup. Since 2010 World Cup उन्होंने सिर्फ 3 मैचेस जीते हैं, 7-0 against Costa Rica, 3-0 against Australia, and 1-0 against Iran in 2018 World Cup. So since winning the World Cup, they haven't showed up into the World Cup, and अभी तक against Cabo Verde they couldn't score. Major thing for a team like Spain जो World Cup में इतने अच्छे से perform नहीं कर रहे. I hope they win the next game again. Like XG बना रहे हैं but XG convert नहीं कर पा रहे. So that's a major issue for Spain, and उनके one of the reasons जो है is Yamal not starting and not having decent backups to Yamal. Like even Victor Munoz had a muscle overload, so he couldn't play the last game, or he could have shown up. Ferran Torres के बारे में तो हम कुछ बोल नहीं सकते.
The latest Liverpool signing, Victor Munoz.
Yep.
And
like
Ferran Torres actually had a big chance that she couldn't take.
Otherwise, Spain
could have won.
फरहान के अंदर एक है कि फरहान इज टू मोर ऑफ अ प्रिसिशन गाय ना, वो बहुत प्रिसाइज करके शॉट्स मारते, तो मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द टाइम उसके पोस्ट ही लगते हैं क्रॉस पर. अगर आप उसके शॉट्स देखें तो मेजरली ही इज हिटिंग द क्रॉस बार और द पोस्ट. सो हमने प्रेडिक्शन वीडियो में बात करी थी अबाउट दिस थिंग कि नॉर्वे कुड स्टेप अप एंड दे हैव शोन अप. लाइक एम्बापे ने 2 गोल मारे अगेंस्ट सेनेगल. Like the first half of the game was
it's Kylian Mbappe.
Yeah, the first half of the game was pretty like 50-50 था because Senegal were more threatening. Like I remember at an instance Mbappe lost the ball and like Senegal ने counter attack किया था क्या कहते हैं wide areas से, and Nicolas Jackson had the ball. The same reason जो आज हम देख रहे हैं कि फ्रांस जो threat लगती है कि they can concede goals on counters is their fullbacks. Like on either side Koundé wasn't present उस time के ऊपर and आपके ऊपर
And Theo
Upamecano had
Hernandez
to
was
defend.
also faulty.
Yeah, in the last goal जो सेनेगल ने मारा था in the second half,
Ibrahim
उसके अंदर
Mbaye
yep, he cooked Theo Hernandez, like उसकी knees तोड़ देते, ankles तोड़ देते.
beat him inside out.
Yep. अब अगर आप फ्रांस की बात करें तो फ्रांस के पास एम्पल अमाउंट ऑफ चांसेस थे. जो मैंडी कीपर हैं आपके सेनेगल के, उन्होंने काफ़ी अच्छी परफॉर्मेंस दी एंड सेव किए शॉट्स. ओलिसे का एक किया था, एम्बापे का एक शॉट सेव किया था.
But eventually
with
France
his
were always
left leg.
gonna break through the door because France have too much quality to be denied.
फर्स्ट हाफ के अंदर आप देखें तो डेम्बेले वाज प्लेइंग राइट विंग और इनसाइड स्पेसेस में वो खेल रहा था मोस्टली. लाइक ही वाज ट्राइंग टू इन्वर्ट इनटू द एंड ताकि कुंडे ओवरलैपिंग रन देके क्रॉसिंग सब कर सके. बट क्रॉसिंग आप तब करो जब आपके पास फोकल पॉइंट है इन द बॉक्स एंड फ्रांस के पास वो इवेंट नहीं है अनफॉर्चुनेटली. एम्बापे इज नॉट द गाय हु इज द फोकल पॉइंट. सो दैट कुड बी पॉसिबल जब वो एक जॉन फिलिप मटेटा टाइप प्लेयर लेकर आए जो होल्ड अप कर सके बॉल को. खैर सेकंड हाफ के अंदर ओलिसे को उन्होंने सेंट्रल चैनल्स में ऑपरेट किया. डुए को उन्होंने मोस्टली एज अ क्या कहते हैं ड्रॉपिंग नंबर 9 किया विद एम्बापे.
And it was a game changer.
यप. एंड डेम्बेले थोड़ा सा पीछे आए ताकि वो जो है बॉल को ज़्यादा ऑपरेट कर सकें एंड बॉल को आगे प्रोग्रेस करवा सकें, व्हिच हेल्प्ड अ लॉट. एंड अगर आप पहला गोल देखें तो उसके अंदर एक ओलिसे का क्या कहते हैं कैरी है एंड देन ही पासेस द बॉल टू एम्बापे एंड एम्बापे.
And Mbappe.
The second goal is all about transition play जो फ्रांस का है ही खतरनाक. एम्बापे मेकिंग द आउटसाइड रन एंड इनसाइड चैनल्स के अंदर आपके बारकोला भागते हुए एंड बारकोला फाइनली स्कोरिंग अ गोल.
Barcola just
Yep.
coolly chipped it over Mendy.
Yeah, but Barcola is the guy which will miss against
Yeah.
the keeper. Like he will miss against like an open net as well. Like in the UCL final he did. Last
Again,
UCL final.
maybe he also tries to be too precise at times, hence the inaccuracy. But Senegal will be very disappointed to not get any point. They played very well and they should have at least gotten a draw if they took their chances.
And then they scored the goal which kind of made Senegal back into the game, and then Mbappe just showed who he is and scored a banger out of the box, out of nowhere. And अगर आप देखें तो बॉल की मूवमेंट्स पे जो हार्ट ने एक एनालिसिस किया है कि द बॉल इज लाइक अ लॉट मोर फास्टर देन द नॉर्मल जो फुटबॉल की बॉल होती है, बिकॉज सिर्फ 4 पैनल से बनी है फुटबॉल. सो इसकी काफ़ी इरेगुलर मूवमेंट है एयर के अंदर. इसकी वजह से काफ़ी मुश्किल हो रही है कीपर्स को सेव करते हुए. लाइक मैंडी एक्चुअली सेव करता है लाइक लॉन्ग शॉट्स आसानी से सेव करता है, बट ही कुडंट because that even Courtois was at failure against Egypt. The goal of like Lucas Zidane is a mid-tier to a great keeper, but जो मेसी का शॉट था he couldn't save. So काफी issues आ रहे हैं बॉल की वजह से. खैर नॉर्वे का गेम एम्बापे स्कोर्ड तो हालैंड को स्कोर करना ही था. He had to make it up. And अगर आप देखें तो हालैंड का has one of the best goal to games ratio at World Cup right now. Like उनका 2:1 का ratio है, same goes with his Champions League record as well. So I do believe Norway is making it to the round of 32 easily.
I also think so.
France Senegal Norway का game would be a lot more interesting on 27.
Even Senegal Norway should be very good. Yes.
Iraq is probably out, so now to the next group.
There's only one place to start from to analyze Group J, and of course it's the GOAT Lionel Messi scoring his first World Cup hat-trick. Of course he took the headlines. He always does. He always turns up. And once Mbappe and Holland had scored 2 each earlier in the day, Lionel Messi stepped up and went one step ahead. His first was a precise finish. His second was a poacher's goal, reacting to the rebound quickest after McAllister's effort was parried by the keeper. And his third was another smart finish into the bottom corner. And his hat-trick just underlined Argentina's dominant 3-0 win against Algeria.
Messi became the oldest player to score a World Cup hat-trick since Ronaldo in 2018. There is a red card call for Argentina, and उसको Algeria की जो FA है उसने रिपोर्ट भी किया against FIFA कि जो मेसी का जो टैकल था on that midfielder I guess from the behind. So Argentina का अगर हम देखें तो like स्केलोनी को दाद देनी पड़ेगी because it's his 4th tournament and अभी तक अर्जेंटीना स्टॉप करते हुए आपको नजर नहीं आ रही. They can progress deep into the team जो cohesion है. It's because of Messi as well. They're good.
Indeed.
Still,
like they play to the strengths of Messi and they play to the strengths of the team. They don't play for any, but for any particular style of football. They just play how it suits them.
To complement each other.
Yeah,
mostly.
they complement each other very well. Yeah, Austria won 3-1 against Scotland. A good win for Ralf Rangnick's and now Austria are in good position in the team in the group. If they can get a draw against Algeria, it should be enough to go through for the next round because वो second finish कर सकते हैं, वो third finish कर सकते हैं if they get 4 points minimum. We assume that Argentina are probably beating everyone in the group.
So now to the next group. हमें लग रहा है कि इसके अंदर अर्जेंटीना एंड ऑस्ट्रिया क्वालिफाई करेंगे. Their game will be the decider because दोनों काफी एंटा एक दूसरे के खिलाफ फुटबॉल खेलते हैं. और ग्रुप के की बात करें तो कोलंबिया, पोर्टुगल एंड Congo and Uzbekistan. First of all, Colombia का game against a low block Uzbekistan, Cannavaro की Uzbekistan, which is kind of difficult to beat and difficult to score against. Colombia ने easily open किया. The first goal by Luis Diaz का जो assist था over the top, it was so like goal of the tournament.
Munoz.
Even, yep. And then the Luis Diaz show, he showed up for the team and काफी threat हो सकता है going deep अगर Colombia के chances हैं as a dark horses because they did great in the last Copa America as well. And I'm just waiting for James Rodriguez to step up and deliver that one game that he does. बस पोर्टुगल के खिलाफ ना है वो game. खैर, now moving to the Portugal, the favorites of the World Cup जो हमारे थे एक time पे. Still like first game decide नहीं करता. Saudi Arabia ने का जो last World Cup के अंदर first game था, उसके अंदर भी यही हुआ था कि Argentina lost to Saudi Arab and then they like एक होती है ना कि आप एक loss ले लेते हो World Cup के अंदर ताकि आप बच जाओ immunity से.
Learn from it and improve.
Yep. Because अगर आप immortally जाते हो फाइनल के अंदर तो आप हार जाते हो. लाइक आर्सेनल के साथ हुआ था इस साल चैंपियंस लीग में. ग्रुप के अंदर पोर्टुगल का गेम अगेंस्ट कॉन्गो वाज स्टार्ट बहुत अच्छा हुआ था पोर्टुगल का. दे वर कीपिंग द बॉल. आई गेस फर्स्ट 3 मिनट्स के अंदर पोर्टुगल ने एक दफा भी टच करने नहीं दिया था कॉन्गो का बॉल. एंड उसके बाद दे स्कोर्ड द गोल इवेंचुअली. जॉन एवेज द शॉर्टेस्ट मैन ऑन द पिच स्कोरिंग द हेडर. उसके बाद देयर इज अ प्रॉब्लम विद पोर्टुगल कि अगर आपको डिफेंसिव फुटबॉल खेलनी है तो गोल मारने के बाद आप वो फुटबॉल जारी रखो. लाइक आफ्टर अगर आप गोल मार चुके हैं, आप एक लीड ले चुके हो, उसके बाद लाइक आर्सेनल जैसे डिफेंड करती है. द रीज़न हम लोग जो है आर्सेनल को क्या कहते हैं हेट करते हैं वो इसलिए करते हैं बिकॉज द मेन रीजन टू हेटिंग आर्सेनल इज कि अगर वो गोल मार रहे हैं एंड इफ दे आर मेकिंग द गेम बोरिंग देन दे शुडंट कंसीड द गोल. Like
and they don't
PSG,
but Portugal did,
which they mostly don't, but they did in the क्या कहते हैं UCL final and the same goes with Portugal. They did and then they conceded. तो दोनों का UCL final और पोर्टुगल का गेम तकरीबन सेम ही था. कोई तकरीबन 796 पासेस करें पोर्टुगल ने. साइड पे पासेस मोस्टली थे. आपकी बेटीना के पास अराउंड 120 to 130 टचेस थे ऑन द बॉल. रोनाल्डो के भी काफी ज्यादा टचेस थे from his natural game, like he had 24 more than Bernardo Silva.
The zone 14 was mostly very congested. DR Congo allowed Portugal very little space around the box. They forced them wide and Portugal had very little threat from wide areas until Conceição came on.
Portugal ने पाउंस भी नहीं किया ना क्रॉसिंग के ऊपर. आपके पास one of the best headers of football history है and आप उसके ऊपर क्रॉसेस भी नहीं कर रहे. Even the starting 11 was so bad and उसके बाद आप जो सब्स्टिट्यूट्स लेकर आ रहे हो like you are either Bernardo can play or either Vitinha can play. दोनों एक टाइम पे नहीं खेल सकते.
Both of them are unnecessary. Only one of them needs to play.
बहुत कंजर्वेटिव फुटबॉल अगर आप बर्नार्डो को राइट विंग में खिला रहे हो, he can't cross, he can only operate in the half spaces. वो मच नहीं कर सकता except for providing the work rate and वो work rate आपके सेकंड हाफ में काम आएगा. You need a थोड़ा volatile winger जो सामने के फुल बैक्स को ट्रिक करे like Conceição was doing. Vitinha का वही था कि वो उसके मेजॉरिटी पासेस जो हैं फुल बैक्स और सेंटर बैक्स के दरमियान में आए हैं but he is trying to recycle the ball. Even Ronaldo was dropping deep ताकि वो recycle कर सके बॉल को ताकि कुछ तो movement हो because
they were dropping deep to get some touch on the ball because he was not receiving in the area and around the box
and he was mostly in the offside position ताकि वो एक Nuno Mendes की inverting run है जो आई भी थी in the 30th minute of the game जिसके अंदर
even his shot was safe.
पोर्टुगल के पास वो verticality नहीं है. The same could be said about England as well. England की अगर हम बात करें तो England का first half against क्या कहते हैं Croatia was very lackluster. Like उन्होंने गोल तो मार लिए from a penalty and Harry Kane from a set piece. दोनों set pieces से गोल आए England के and then Croatia scored a couple of times. Again the ball movement was so difficult for the keeper to save.
Croatia's second goal was actually very good. The ball clipped over the top, then even Perisic starts to set up the goal scorer. It was actually very well worked team move. England actually increased the intensity after second half. They had as much shots, I think 7 in their first 12 minutes of the second half, which as many as they had in the entirety of the first half. So clearly, Thomas Tuchel's halftime team talk worked. England really pressed on the gas in the second half, increased their intensity, and Croatia had no way out.
जैसे आपने बात करी about the Perisic goal against like Perisic ने तो help करी goal के अंदर. The same could be said about the Ronaldo's movement in the box. ना जब Bruno के पास एक shortcut था. If he had pinned the center back, so he could have created space for Bruno to easily take the shot. But वो एक थी Ronaldo में hunger to score the goal because his competitor had scored in the last game. अगर आप Perisic का देखो, Perisic could have easily scored the header, and वो header bar के ऊपर जाता and wouldn't help Croatia in the second goal. But he had the presence now. He's a 27-year-old wingback, and Ronaldo is in the same category as well. So वो एक जो decisiveness होती है वो lack करती है Portugal up top because experience है तो Ronaldo में, और उसके अलावा mostly जो players हैं वो उस फॉर्म में नहीं कि आप उन्हें एक्सपीरियंस कह भी सको. लाइक Leao was pocketed by Van Bissaka. बहुत अच्छे डिफेंड किया था कॉन्गो ने. Care about the England game, Thomas Tuchel in the post match conference said as well कि इंग्लैंड जो थी जो सेटअप किया था उन्होंने काफी साइड पे पासेस कर रहे थे. एंड यू नो दैट वर्टिकली जो ट्रेंट लेकर आता है बाय प्लेइंग एज अ सिक्स और अ राइट बैक, जो पिंक करना बॉल्स ओवर द डिफेंसेस, जो इंग्लैंड इस पे खेलती है, हैरी केन इज अ फोकल पॉइंट एंड देन कनेक्टिंग विद द विंगर्स, वो नहीं कर पाई इंग्लैंड बिकॉज द लैक ऑफ ट्रेंट. बट वो सेकंड हाफ में नजर नहीं आई बिकॉज टुकल सेड टू देम कि आप वर्टिकल पासेस करो एंड जितना आप स्ट्रेट जा सकते हो उतना जा सको.
Dude, Bellingham took control. He had scored a magnificent solo goal that were giving England the lead, and then Marcus Rashford capped off the win with a smart finish.
Yeah, and England scored around like 7 shots in the second half. They could have easily scored 9 to 10 goals in this game.
Livakovic made some good saves.
Anthony Gordon was somewhere pathetic.
Very anonymous, but Rashford really stood up and showed his proof.
Barcelona paid the money for the wrong guy again.
Maybe.
हमने realize हो गया कि Modric is now a 41-year-old.
He can't play 90 minutes every game, and he won't have that same control anymore. But he can still create an impact. Yep, he's not as sharp anymore, as shown by him conceding the penalty for England's penalty.
Like conceding yellow cards, fazul ke tackles, like trying to win the ball back. But he isn't the same Modric we know.
Yeah, their 2 goals still showed that Croatia could still do something. Okay, and the Ghana vs Panama game had a very late winner from
Ghana का जो XG था till like the end of the game was 0 actually. खैर एक दो और बातें हैं about Congo. They were the better team against Portugal. अगर वो थोड़े से और lethal होते on counters, they could have won this game against Portugal. काफी उनका fire power up top leg करती है. I don't think so going forward Portugal के लिए next game against Uzbekistan they should try to win it, but the Colombia game could be difficult because Colombia is quite good on counters with the likes of Diaz.
Yep, agreed.